For decades, SAFE has been campaigning tirelessly to end the cruel live export trade. In 2003, the Khor Express disaster occurred. This is when Saudi Arabia rejected over 57,000 sheep on board from New Zealand and Australia because of suspected disease. After 2 months at sea, around 6,000 sheep died on board the ship. This horrendous loss of life shocked the world, and with your help, our government banned the live export of sheep for slaughter. We continue to campaign with you, and in 2007, the suspension of live export for slaughter was extended to include cattle, goats and deer. In 2019, an ABC News expose showed hundreds of New Zealand and Australian cows sick and dying on Sri Lankan farms. This shocking footage drove many supporters to join us in our renewed call for a ban, with thousands signing SAFE's petition to end live export. We kept the pressure on, and in June 2019, the Minister for Primary Industries, Damien O'Connor, launched a review of the live export trade. SAFE prepared a submission and consulted with MPI and invited our supporters to be part of the public consultation. Over 3,500 caring people sent in submissions asking for the trade to end. In August of 2019, while the review was underway, we presented our 30,000 signature strong petition to Parliament on the 16th anniversary of the Khor Express disaster. With no announcements from the government, SAFE could not sit by while ships loaded with thousands of cows left our shores. We worked alongside local groups in Napier, Timaru and Taranaki to organise peaceful protests and vigils to mark the departure of almost every live export ship. The tireless passion and energy of the local volunteers was amazing and ensured that the lives of individual animals were not forgotten as they were loaded onto ships. On the 2nd of September 2020, the live export ship Gulf Live Export 1 capsized and sank off the coast of Japan on the way to China with a shipment of New Zealand cows. All 5,867 cows on board died at sea. 41 of the 43 crew members, including 2 New Zealanders, also lost their lives. This horrific tragedy shocked the world. Tired of government inaction and with New Zealand jumping in and out of COVID levels, SAFE hosted our very first virtual protest. Over 8,000 people from around the world joined together to demand a release of the long-awaited review into live export and for a total ban on this cruel trade. MPI launched an independent review into the assurances for safe transport of live export by sea. In our opinion, the recommendations from this review just tinkered around the edges in terms of improvements. While the government continued to delay its review on the trade, SAFE kept up the pressure. Over 57,000 people emailed Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern asking for a ban on live export. More than 8,000 people emailed their local council asking them to reconsider using our ports to enable the live export trade. And when we got wind that the long-awaited review was before Cabinet, we asked our supporters to pick up the phone and speak with Cabinet ministers to make certain that our concerns would be hard to ignore. On 13 April 2021 came the announcement that had been decades in the making. The government was going to ban live export by sea, but our work was far from done. We will continue to press for an immediate ban and for a complete ban on live export that includes animals sent by air. No animal should be made to endure this while we wait for the industry to wind down. Potentially as many as 200,000 cows could face these horrific conditions during the 2-year phase out. That's not good enough. We need this trade to come to an end now. We are also greatly concerned for the millions of animals exported by air who will not be protected by this ban. Many animals were overlooked by the government's review, including the 2.3 million day-old chicks, sheep, goats, eels, and even crayfish. You've been with us every step of the way. We're nearly there. Join us as we call for an immediate end to all live export. Together, we will create a kinder Aotearoa for animals.